Am I the a-hole for insisting we go back immediately to get my wife's wedding ring from her mom's house? So yesterday, my wife, let's call her Ruby, 21F, went to visit her mom like she usually does on weekends. I, 22M, work weekends outside the house, but weekdays I'm remote, and her mom works Monday to Friday, so it's the only time they really get to see each other. No issue there, Ruby's currently on maternity leave, and our baby is due next week, so I totally get that she wants to spend time with her mom while she still can. Here's where things went off. Ruby came home in a taxi and told me she accidentally left her wedding ring at her mom's place. She took it off because it was hot and her fingers were swollen, pregnancy stuff. I didn't get angry or anything, just asked where she left it and said, let's go back and grab it. I offered to drive us, since I didn't want to wait. That's when it started getting tense. She tried explaining over the phone that her mom would keep it safe and we could pick it up tomorrow. I heard her out, but I wasn't comfortable with waiting. I was polite, calm, didn't insult anyone, but I insisted we go get it now. I even said I could go alone after helping her go upstairs, but she didn't want that either. By the time she got home, I was already waiting in the car. She got out of the taxi, clearly upset, and pushed me away when I tried to help her with her bag. She gave me the silent treatment while calling her mom to say we were coming back for the ring. Then she finally asked, "Why are you doing this? Why can't trust her?" And that's where I lost my cool a little, not yelling or anything, but I stopped sugarcoating. I told her the truth. No, I don't trust her mom. She knows why. Her mom once lost our engagement ring during a rough patch and it magically showed up months later. This same thing happened with many other sentimental items I gave her and some of them did not ever appear back. Ruby insists it was just a mistake, but to me, there is not a reason to blindly trust Mill. That wasn't the only thing either. Her mom has insulted me, made racist comments about my background, hit me once when I showed up at their place after dark at their doorstep, and has never apologized for any of it. I listed those things out, not to throw them in her face, but because Ruby kept asking why? I asked her why does her mom gets all this grace for doing things. She just wished me death yesterday just because Ruby was feeling sick while I was picking up her meds, but I can't even state the facts without her getting upset. She cried. I comforted her, apologized for being harsh, and made it clear that I wasn't trying to attack her or her mom, I was just being honest. I told her I don't believe her mom would purposely throw away the ring, but based on history, I wasn't willing to risk it getting misplaced again. If I ever wanted to test whether things had improved, it wouldn't be with something as personal as our wedding ring. We went back. Her mom gave me the usual cold stare, but at this point, I don't care anymore. Later, Ruby and I talked. She said she understood, and she forgave me, but she still felt hurt about the way it all went down. I didn't yell, I didn't insult anyone, I just acted quickly, maybe too quickly, and didn't give her time to process it. I agreed and apologized for that part, but I still feel down about all this as well. In my defense, I just panicked a bit. I value that ring a lot, and when something feels urgent, I move. Ruby's actually thanked me for being that way in past situations, but after seeing my wife still so sad about this, I'm wondering if I should have just let it go. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like I did the right thing but maybe in the wrong way. How do I fix this? And Ida? Quick update, next day 11 p.m. Baby is born, he was completely safe and sound. My wife and son are sleeping RN, I'm checking on baby so Ruby can get some sleep. She did great and apologized for everything. She said she was just nervous about today and wanted all of us to be okay so there wouldn't be any drama at the hospital. Spoiler, there wasn't. I know the woman I chose to spend my life with and she's a great person. She cares about her mom as much as she cares about me, but she did admit she overreacted and wanted to support me more. I know this isn't the end of the story. We already started thinking about some boundaries to make and this is just the start of our lives together, so hopefully when I come back with updates it will be good news. Smile. Good night guys, I'll do my best to stay up and thanks for all the advice, even the sharp comments. I read all and every comment and you gave me grounds and confidence to set some boundaries and communicate better with my wife. Good night to everyone. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Your wife is due next week, dude. It doesn't seem like you thought about how she's feeling physically or emotionally. It's just a ring and it could have waited, but more importantly you should have listened to and respected your wife's wishes. She wasn't worried about it, but you couldn't let it go and stressed her out about it. Seriously man, waiting in the car? It was all about you and what you wanted. Even now you don't seem to acknowledge or realize that. Completely self-absorbed and oblivious to your wife's feelings and well-being. OP replies, yeah you're right, I still don't realize the big deal about driving 10 minutes back to her mom's house. It's not like I didn't give her any options. If she was tired, she could have waited at home, but I'm not trusting Mill and she already knew this. Commenter 2. NTA. Your Mill is a pain, but the problem is your wife is allowing her to continuously disrespect you. You need to have a serious sit-down conversation about how she's mistreated you and what you expect your wife to do about it. It's not being harsh, it's setting boundaries and asking her to put your family first, you, her, and new baby. The situation will only get worse when baby comes because Mill will be around even more and influencing your child. Just one item in the list you shared about how Mill has mistreated you is grounds for NC/LC. Your wife needs to be an adult and stop running to her mommy for every little thing. OP replies, I've tried to talk to her about this. Sadly, Mill is the only close family left for her and she's always too defensive about their relationship. Abuse and control are also some factors in their relationship, so I don't expect her to heal overnight, but all I ask is for some respect and the same grace she gives to Mill about her F-ups. OP needs to get his wife in therapy. OP replies, we are in therapy, it is just her mother's topic that is hard to bring up. I know she tries her best, but I also know these things take time. Commenter 3, why is retrieving a ring a two-person job? And honestly, I'm confused about the taxi too. You got home before her. Why not pick her up instead of her taking a taxi, since driving to her mom's evidently wasn't unreasonable? Why did the mom give you attitude when you returned? How did she know what went down? OP replies, I did not know when she was coming back. I wanted to give her time with her mom more now that she won't be going there that often anymore after the baby is born. So she just said they will call a taxi once they were done and I could sleep. I haven't slept much since I was doubling at work to be okay financially to take a couple days off to be with her at the recovery. And her mom knew because my wife told her over the call that I wanted to go back, and because my wife was crying and Mill could tell by looking at her eyes. Commenter 4, I'm very concerned for your baby. Your Mill is violent and racist. Your wife does not defend you. I have seen plenty of posts where a child is born and the grandparent is also racist towards the child. The child's parent of the racist eel still doesn't stand up for their kid. You should not allow this. Your wife is disrespecting you. She could have told you she was tired, but she would tell her mom just you were coming to pick it up. When she called her mom, she could have made it sound as if it was her, who wanted you to pick up the ring. Instead, she was just mad and acted like you were a problem. Everyone sucks here. You didn't suggest going on your own for the ring. You are okay with how your wife disrespects you by allowing her mother to be violent, disrespectful and racist towards. Your wife is rude and doesn't respect you. Your Mill is an a-hole for obvious reasons. But you have a wife problem, not a Mill problem. Protect your baby from your wife and Mill. Even if it means divorcing your wife. Also protect yourself from this. Update. Hey everyone, it's been about 3 months since the original post. You can find it on my profile, and I figured I owed you all an update. Baby first, because that's the best part. Our little guy is 3 months old now and thriving. He was a chunky newborn and he's only getting bigger. He hit 16 pounds and 2 feet 1 inch right before his 2-month checkup. Healthy, happy, and smiling more every day. Smile. The Mill situation, well, it's been a ride. Some ups, plenty of downs, but I've learned to manage it so I don't lose my mind, lol. A lot of you suspected she was pawning stuff and, yep, you nailed it. My Sil, 18F, recently asked my wife Ruby for money to cover payments on their mom's pawn jewelry. We ended up lending them about $2,000 so they could just recover their stuff altogether. It's been a month, no repayment yet. Somehow they're always struggling, even with low rent, greater than $1,000, and food stamps, but that's another story. I've tagged along for a few lunches at Mill since Ruby has started seeing through more of her mom's BS and doesn't like being alone there anymore. Funny thing, even though we invite her to our place whenever she wants, she refuses because she doesn't feel comfortable. I've offered to leave the house or stay in our room so they can have privacy, but nope, if it's not on her terms, it's nothing. So gladly for me visits are way less often, as I'm back at work already and until my wife feels comfortable again, I should be there with them. The worst part is the verbal stuff. Mill never says it when I'm around, but when she's mad she yells at Ruby and throws out nasty comments about me or even our baby. She's said things like, our son will grow up to hit Ruby or that bad things will happen to her because of how she treats Mill. It's gross. Ruby's been doing therapy and we agreed our son doesn't need to grow up hearing that. She explained the best she could to Mill that visits stop when she acts like that as a baby doesn't need to be hearing all that stuff, neither does she. Her response? He must be used to it already, I've behaved this way since he was in your belly. So, yeah. I wasn't taken aback, I see Mill by her true colors, But Ruby got very disappointed that day, so reality check passed. After one particularly bad yelling match, just days after we loaned them the $2,000, we went low contact for a couple of weeks. Eventually Mill showed up at our door with some of Ruby's old stuff she found, plushies and such, in what felt like a big victim performance of how much she had to walk. We live 15 minutes away walking, or she could have taken the bus, but okay. No real apology, but Ruby says she kind of half apologized later, so they're talking again. As for childcare plans, because Ruby's going back to work soon. Mill had offered free babysitting, but that's off the table. She's joked about spanking our son to correct him. He wasn't even 2 months old when she said that, and suggested giving him water in the summer. Whether that's ignorance, Ruby's take, or something darker, my take, it's a hard no. We're hiring a sitter, actually my mom, who does this professionally, and will pay her, because our kid deserves patience and love, not someone with random anger blow-ups. So for now Mill still sees the baby, but only supervised. Any more screaming and visits stop again. I doubt she'll ever change. Therapy is for crazy people, according to her, so we're just keeping contact as low as Ruby will allow. I'll save my venting for Reddit and my therapist. That's pretty much it. Thanks to everyone who gave advice last time. My mom, she studied psychology, and a couple friends think Mill might have bipolar or borderline personality disorder, but she'll never get a diagnosis because she won't set foot in therapy, so whatever. For now, the plan is just healthy baby, happy home, and minimal Mill. Smile. Relevant, top comments. Why does Ruby still wants to have a relationship with her mother? OP, besides her sister, she's her only bio family. She only wants a healthy relationship with her mom and refuses to go NC because she is afraid Mill would die with them hating each other, like it happened with her dad when she was little. Commenter 1. Just keep reminding her that you and your son are her main family now, and she has to put you guys first before the rest of her family. OP replies, yeah, she's very aware of that. She's even excited to move away now that we are planning on buying a house outside the city, which I never thought she would like because of her mom. We already agreed that if things don't get better then she can visit her mom, but without our son? Commenter 2. Please, don't give her any more money to bail her out, and make it clear that this was a one-time thing. Otherwise she's just going to keep raking up loans A and D expecting you to pay them off. Or, tell her you won't lend to her again until she pays off the first loan. She is never going to pay that money back. OP replies, yeah, if she never pays us back, that's my definitive I told you so to cut any support from our side. They were already told we are not helping them any longer until they pay us back. Commenter 3, I feel bad for Ruby, but I'm glad that she's seeing her mom for what she is, a racist. And I'm glad that you two are setting firm boundaries. You are doing a good job protecting your family, and I hope you all continue to thrive. Commenter 4, neither of you are doing your son any favors by bringing him around this woman. He's going to grow up hearing the vile things his grandmother says about him and his father. And why? What on earth does your wife get from being around someone who steals from her and says hateful things and is a racist? I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share and subscribe the channel Relationship Drama Stories.